Hello everybody, this is Ordaehn, bringing you a one-on-one here on Metalopolis. This is the first game after the beta has come out, and I will be honest, I have had some real serious issues with Battle.net. It's a big pain in the ass. Biggest issue I've had so far is disconnecting and my computer GPU overheating. So, I have a couple good replays to bring you, and I had a couple of games, actually 7 games, spoiled by my computer freezing or Battle.net dropping me. So, this is going to be Diamond League Play versus Sidereal. This is an interesting game. I end up getting kind of throttled and then I come back, showing the power of massing hatcheries and coming back. So, I'll be quiet and proceed with the replay here. So it's pretty standard for him. We're cross map. I start scouting with the Overlord. I'm going to go for 10, pop out my OV real quick. Speed things up here just a little bit, get things going. Got my drone spread out, got my Overlord started, and I'm going to go send out a drone scout here pretty soon because I want to check. I'm kind of hoping he's down below here, but after finding it with my Overlord, I know he's not. So, he goes over here, gets his barracks up, has no gas, there goes his gas. Meanwhile, I've got my spawning pool started, and I'm probably going to pick up some gas here pretty soon myself. So I get lucky, and it just happens to be the first place that I scout, and the second that I scout him, I know that I want to expand to this mineral patch. Most Terran will not scout anything once they found you, and so he's going to see me roll down here, but he probably won't take advantage of it. He gets a second supply depot, starts going for his second barracks. He's got things on his refinery, and I get down here and start on this hatchery right away, so I went for a 16 hatch after the 15 pool. Get my queen started. I'm going to have to pop out an Overlord here soon, but right now I got my drone, and he's over here getting his stuff ready to go. He's got an SCV trapped out here. It's not real great. He's only also got one SCV on gas, but he doesn't need too many. Gets his orbital command. We'll see if he drops down a mule here soon. That would be the smart thing to do. Got a couple more SCVs going, and he hasn't popped his energy out. I got my Overlord sitting here. I do have a few units, and my Overlord heading out there. I'm going to pop out a spine crawler here, and the reason being I don't want to see him come at me with anything, and I did want to mislead him a little bit with this. By getting the spine crawler, I made him think I was going defensive, when in fact, really what I wanted to do was focus on the drones that I could send down here. I thought very hard about possibly pulling all my drones off and just moving them down here right away, because I have a 95% chance that I'm going to get almost twice the minerals, taking all these drones down here right away, and then I could just start pumping out drones here at an already created hatchery. Now, I've been scouting him, sent this drone or this Zergling up and around, and I'm going to get him patrolling between these two places just to check on any scouting. I'm also going to send a couple Zerglings up here to just scout on him. Notice the tech lab, I know he's going Marauders now. I'm hoping that I can tech up and pound out a couple of extra units here in time. So, not getting the larva because I want to get that creep tumor pushed out there and immediately get this hatchery going. I got a second queen here, that way I can pump out larva on that and possibly get another one, or if I end up building the hatchery here, I can just pop one of these queens down there. So over here, getting the next queen. I'm getting a spine crawler, that way if he ends up sending anything at me, I'll be golden. He's got a couple Marines and a few Marauders. I couldn't take those out now if I wanted to. I probably could have rushed him, but sorry I had to yawn there. Kind of one of those long weeks at work. So going for the Evo chamber, and I'm getting Zergling speed. Thought about going for some Lings, maybe popping out a Baneling or two and going in there, but after I saw this tech lab, which I think I can see right now, yeah, I did see the tech lab. I knew he was going Marauders, and Banelings don't do fantastic against them, so he didn't have much of a scout on me now. All he's seen is that I got the spine crawler. He did see this going down, so he knows I'm going to have a creep tumor, but not a whole lot else. He hasn't scouted any other part of the map. So heading back here, I'm starting to get production here. I'm putting, every time things come up, I'm getting drones on them. I just got my second gas here, so I'm getting a pretty good economy, but I haven't upgraded yet. And I don't have any of my attack damage yet, which I probably should have done, and I really needed to get an army right about now. I mean, it's pretty obvious he's going to have a couple Marauders. Doesn't get a reactor there. He's got the minerals for it, but What can you do? You can't really blame him for it. So I got a couple Zerglings sitting out here, and my overlords are kind of sitting around. I'm going to go ahead and get this upgraded soon, but I'm really trying to focus all of my extra cash into getting this pumped up, and I was hoping he wasn't going to hit me real soon. Something I could have done is probably upgraded this earlier, and I should have started attacking the Hydras a lot earlier, which was my original plan. And then, well, I get hit by this, so we'll end up seeing that in a little while. I got a couple of spine crawlers here, and my 2 queens, which gives me a couple of injections, but against marauders and marines, it's not going to do too well. So I got a couple of Zerglings here. I did get a roach warren, and I've just started on the hatchery upgrade to a lair, and I'm probably going to go ahead and get an expansion here soon, but I've got quite a few drones on this here, and I've got a couple of spine crawlers here. If I had taken those spine crawlers and put them up there, I might have done a little better, and he did just scan my base. You may or may not have heard that scan go off. He still doesn't know I'm expanded down here. He thinks I'm still in the base, and he sees that upgrade. He didn't get to check over here, so he doesn't know if there's any scouting, but he's going to go ahead and move out now. Quite a few marauders and quite a few marines, and so he's got 12 marauders and looks like 13 marines, and really all I've got is a couple of spine crawlers, a roach, and a few other things in my queen, so I know that it's going to cause a problem here. I did end up seeing that just slightly with this Zergling, so I knew he was coming. The question is really how soon until he was getting there, so I'm just going to go ahead and push out this creep tumor. Noticed his force, so I knew he was coming in there. I'm still pumping out as many drones as I can here, getting the larva going. I got the larva going here, and I moved my queens up to get ready for this. I knew at this point, I was like, shit. This isn't going to be pretty. And it was totally my fault. Didn't tech early enough, not enough spine crawlers to deal with a marauder marine push, and so I can take out a few of these. And he pops a couple of my units there. Takes out one of those. I get one good infusion, but not a whole lot other than that. I did manage to get a few of his, and if I had played this a little smarter and popped out these infusions on those original sunken colonies, I want to call them sunken colonies, but they're spine crawlers, I probably would have done a little better. I'm going to turn down the sound here a little bit. For some reason, it's really loud. So let's turn that down. Alright, and get back into this. So that's a little better. So as you can see, I'm really just distracting him here. I want to get all these drones out, get them down here as quickly as I can, and I have a ton of minerals, so I can go ahead and get some other expansions. He doesn't know that I have anything else, but I started the spawning bull here because I knew I was going to probably lose it. I get a queen up here, and I'm hoping maybe he won't do anything about it. And then I got all these drones coming down here, so I'm going to have a massive drone force mining right away. I don't have a lot of units here. I just started getting a few, but I'm going to pop out this Hydralisk Den while I have a chance and get a roach warren while all of my tech structures are still up here. That way I don't get locked too hard. So he goes for this queen, thinks the game's probably over, and it probably should have been over, except for the fact that I expanded there and I had so many minerals from that expansion in the first place. So I've got a lot of minerals here, and I have enough units here probably that if I watched him come in I could fend everything off. He slows down a lot here and does something that he really shouldn't do. He starts teching. He has no scout on any of the other map, which tells you probably should send an SCV around. Get a good scout in there. So he also does something that I've seen happen so many times with me and with other replays I've watched. He leaves the larva behind, and so I'm probably going to pop out these larvae and turn them into drones. I get quite a bit of time, and I have another drone left behind here who just happened to run past his force. Oh. So I've noticed this here, and I'm going to go ahead and build a hatchery here right after he leaves. He doesn't notice it there. He doesn't see anything's up there. All he sees is there's a spore crawler, but he knows that, well, maybe there's something else around here. So he's going to go ahead and mass up, and all of his units are pretty hard damaged. So if I had, let's say, 20 Zerglings right now, I could probably take out most of what he had there, and I probably could have defended against him. So he's got that scouted, but he knows he doesn't have enough units to take out all these spine crawlers, or to take out these hydras, and if I had known he had so few, I probably would have started creep tumoring into his base, but I went on the defensive at this point. So, got a couple hatcheries started around. I'm going to pop out a queen there. As soon as this one's done, I'm going to get a queen there, and he doesn't know that there's anything left here, but there's plenty of minerals and gas. So speeding things up because it's relatively uneventful for quite a while here. He started teching, and he's going to go up, get a starport, get a second command center, he's going to float off, and then he's got a Thor that he's going to pop out here. I've got my queen here, I'm getting some Hydralisks, I'm getting some roaches, I'm getting a couple different units here. He's got, Marines, Marauders, and